That was my bad. I don't have a second screen, so I'm kind of checking this on mobile. So bear with me here. I did notice that the audio on the stream is once again, well, it came. I don't know if anyone had, I don't know if anyone heard anything I said in the last 5 minutes. Yeah, alright. I kind of forgot what I said, but I'll try to reiterate what I said earlier. Everything is kind of broken right now, so it will be alright. We can kind of get around that later on, because I'm not doing much today or tonight for other people, or maybe noon, even morning, even like midnight. It's morning here, but I know for some people it's like night. So I planned this for like almost a year, and I never got to it because I was quite literally procrastinating every single thing, including animating. But also I have college, so I was supposed to do this like half a year ago, but I didn't get around to it. And then I see that Nathan actually did the live streaming stuff, which is, I'm not against it, but I could have done a little earlier. I just want to set this up, not make it as rushed. But there's still some things that need some polishing, like that chat box. You can see the name kind of exceeds the text box for some reason. As I was saying, I'm not used to talking like this. I have my scripts beforehand, especially when it comes to intros, and that one video I made like half a year ago. I never talk without a script because not only am I like really bad at speaking, I tend to forget what I say and I slur my words a lot. It's just I'm not extroverted. But bear with me here. We'll get around this. And it's up to you if you want to go back. I'm also sick, so my voice is pretty bad right now. I've been sick for like 5 days, so I don't know if you can see this. There is literally an image of an invest here, and whatever this is like the very first project file for the last animation, because usually when I do a lot of bigger stuff, I make new projects, like duplicate each project, or else it tends to kind of screw up the entire project if I make an entire mistake. It happened in the past with Hitfilm. Whenever I make something new and it kind of screws up the entire project, I had to redo it again. That sucks. You know what else sucks? Hitfilm doesn't exist anymore, so I had to deal with this on Premiere. It's a shame because like a lot of people can't really access Premiere now. It's like really expensive. It's also like really, really intensive. Hitfilm was like, it's in the middle ground. It isn't the best of software, it's not the worst of software. But I really axed it. I think my biggest fear is that if I were to make tutorials for Premiere Pro, it feels like many people are going to plagiarize my way of animating, which is not what I want. I don't know if anyone can hear the mouse clicking. Well, I set my mic to mono and output. I'm going to change it soon. I don't know how the audio is getting cut off, but wow. Alright. I never streamed before, so don't mind me. Well, I did stream before. It was on a phone. It was not as sophisticated as this. As you can see, I can like wait, hold on. Oh, there it is. I can change this to this. I know for a fact the stream is like really insanely delayed for some reason. I'll have to try and check if I can change that. Warning, the stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. We recommend that you use the stream bitrate of 6,800 kbps. The way I set up my mic, I can hear what I'm speaking, but as soon as I speak, I hear what I'm speaking, and it completely catches me off guard. Good evening. I hope that worked. I don't know if it does or did. I just want to check, can anyone see this? Like, in the stream software, it shows as a gray screen. Here in my perspective, I can see an entire image. I'm just gonna scroll past that. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I don't know if anyone can see this. This is like the very first 24ATL project. It's just bare bones. There's no interface here. Nothing here. There's no tracks. Nothing. Oh, good night. Oh, there it is, invisible. Oh no. Hmm. Well, that still didn't fix it. Listen, I'm not a streamer, I'm just an animator. Wow. Okay, there we go. Now the key. I hope people can see this. This is a bare bones version of the last animation. Which, as you can see, there's like barely anything. Yeah, this is where it ends. I'm gonna try experimenting in XC while I figure stuff out. Think for that as well. So yeah, I'll be right back in 10 minutes. I'm gonna try and fix the audio again. See if this works. Okay, it works. Well, that took a while. I don't have much to do, but I'm gonna try and set up the next animation project file. Pretty sure everyone can see. Hello. I hope you can see this. Oh, the chat box is broken. Hold on. That's wrong stream. Hold on. I know you're used to this, so bear with me. It's just wonderful. So usually when I'm starting a new project, I go to my old project, completely clear a lot of stuff except for the very first stone and intro. I do not want to lose the intro. And then you go into your files and import every single track. Well, for the season you're animating. I can see this while I can, because I don't want to overwrite my original project. That would be a very bad idea. Not that I have anything to lose, because that project is already done, but it's fine. Alright, should be this now. Everything will be the same, except we can reload the map. It's going blank for a moment, but that's fine. We can add something else. Go over here. So, I never talked about this, but I think now is a good time to, and I'm probably going to talk about this later when I can, because I'm kind of testing out the stream capabilities. So for hypothetical stuff, I tend to use these maps because it looks cool, but there's also a lot of there's a lot of latitude and longitude lines. I think that might come to use. For real life animations, I use the label map, and for everything else, it's just gonna be blank, but I don't see any use for that, because not a lot of people know what these things are. And for another, if I were to say it's gonna hit Manila, you don't know where Manila is. It could be anywhere over here. Oh wait, it's over here. So we add this over here, and read the intro set up. This one's not effects project, which means literally the moment I import into this, there's gonna be an opacity filter, so map below it, well, everything below it can be visible for a moment. Don't mind that, I can add that later on. So this looks quite dark, and for some people that's fine. For me personally, I got window effects. It's broken for some reason. Put it over here because I want to see the audio. Don't try searching for it because they did search a lot of things. They did change a lot of things. Should be gamma actually. Oh, there we go. There we go. Should look almost exactly how it looks on most of the animations. You can kind of make it brighter if you want, but personally this looks a lot it looks a lot more saturated. It's not as saturated, but still a lot more pleasant to look at. It extends all the way to the end. And the timer is at the wrong place. So we just turn that as well. Our first storm starts on April 10th, but there's also another storm that follows soon after, so you want to be careful about that. Fortunately for us, first storm ends well, it ends around 4 days before the next storm, so we can kind of deal with that. Usually, when you don't look at these stuff, you end up making a mistake where every single time you try to scale the map, every single storm just kind of goes off position. You don't want that to happen. I can barely see this. Seems slow enough for it seems too slow for me. I'm gonna speed now. There. So there we go. I'm gonna express this in the simplest way possible. With this, it's any of the coordinates. So this is like 0 out of 4. 1, 2, 3, and then it's back to 0. So each corner like for 6 hours. I know you already know this, but I'm still explaining for those who don't know. Suppose our next storm forms on April 10th, 0Z. I'm saying 0Z because saying 00Z is a little tedious. So we're gonna simplify it. Hello. I can't check the chat room as much, but I'll try my best. If you haven't figured it out already, I'm doing the 2023 Western Pacific. And there's a pretty good reason for that. Firstly, it kind of fills the gap between the next season, which is like last year's Western Pacific season. But also, we're in July, and I have a feeling that Best Track for the last season is gonna come out pretty soon. And I don't want to age poorly. We can remove this. We don't really need that. You just place your image like this. You move it around. If it doesn't fit, just scale it up a little bit more. If it still doesn't fit, just try adding a decimal. It's the same thing in headphone, just in a different way, because it looks a little different from headphone. So I'm gonna say this right out the bat. You really can't get this perfect, because if you want to do that, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time. So like, just a little bit of deviation, not this much. This is pretty bad. The tiniest deviations, it's negligible, because if you try making everything perfect, you're gonna lose a lot of time. This is bad. It doesn't have to be this bad. Scaling outward. Control 66. Well, it's still kind of bad. Oops. So what you're gonna do is you gotta check every single region. Just see if there's anything that's kind of overflowing. Because sometimes when you scale down the map, you may get this far right, but then when you go to check here, this element will be over here. You don't want that to happen. Because if that happens, position will be elongated. You don't want that to happen. Close enough. think this is pretty negligible, so it doesn't matter now. Right. Alright, everything's so ready to go. I checked the best track. It says it's a disturbance. Picasso thinks it's a tropical depression. They named it. Can't really contest that because I'm not, professional analyst. It's fine. The way my icons work, they're 10 seconds long, which, well, it's not really good it's not good on paper, but you can combine it together and you get this. You don't have to explore a minute one of these, because for one, they're already transparent by default. And these kinds of files, they're insanely large. They're hundreds of megabytes. The most uncompressed ones, they're around a gigabyte, which is kind of a hassle to deal with, because I don't like having large files. So 10 seconds is actually pretty decent. You can have 20 seconds, but 10 is more than enough. Right. Oops. Current place is here. Oh, just... yeah, very weird. So, I want to mention this. If you could place something here, the issue of the composition is that it completely cuts off everything afterwards. You don't want that to happen, so just be careful. What I tend to do is, it's not the perfect way, I just add another track, if I'm trying to edit stuff, and add this above it. It's not the most perfect solution, but it is a solution. What if I use... it's not snapped. You don't want this to be out all the time, almost. It's very handy if you don't turn it on. You can see that whenever I place this here, it's not perfectly aligned to this. You had to get precisely right. With step on, you can move close and automatically snaps to it. You can see it snaps to it because there's arrows. It's pointing downward. Reduce opacity 25. Scale it down. It's too small. Seems perfect enough. I tend to make it around the same size as this, unless, you know, if it's really zoomed out. In that case, you don't have to like follow this guide. Oops. So you place your stuff here, you place this icon here, and if you want more precise control, you hold on. Newer versions of Premiere, you can't really move stuff. You click this. Oh, alright. Press anything here. In older versions, you just gotta press here, motion. It gives you the transform controls, so you can like move it around. If you want more precise control, you use arrow keys. It's kind of useful if the storm is like stalling and stuff. Right, we got our position set. Usually, to move frames forward, you use the arrow keys, but you can also hold shift and then drag your mouse, the mouse wheel. You can see that it kind of went there real quick. Oh, I forgot. You see, if you don't press this, you won't have any keyframes. It's been quite a while since I animated, so I kind of forgot. But I hope it helps you someday. Just hold shift and mouse wheel up or down to move forward quite a bit. No idea why it's not doing, but it's fine. Toggle this. You can also like let go of shift and then use the mouse wheel for more precise control. Here. You drag it across. And you repeat the same thing. I have not checked chat in a while. Hello. Alright, you're the last point. One sec. So we're at the last point of the track. Each point is like 6 hours, unless specifically mentioned. So you double check your best track. In this case, it's on archive.today. For some reason, it ends at 13th April and 18Z, and our clock is at 18Z. Seems reasonable enough. So you either use a blade tool to cut, but that's tedious, so I'm going to use Control key. You can also like cut multiple things using Control key, which is like a lot easier. Right. I noticed in your version of Premiere Pro they removed essential graphics, which is kind of annoying because it had some uses. Oh well. It's like, what I have text? Oh. Just drag my thing. I'm just gonna insert something, just a placeholder text. I have presets already ready and drag it onto this. The thing is, there's things, storm icons here on one track, text on the top of it. There we go. I don't like how the echo point is set up, but oh. There we go. This is much better. I hope it's 90W. It says 90. But there's also a name. We'll do that later. So we copy the position from the icon. You hold C or Control C to copy them. Go to the regular motion and paste it. Oh. There we go. Now it looks pretty bad at first, but we can get across that. So I'm gonna move the anchor point. Just like that. And I feel this is a bit too large, so we're gonna make this a little smaller. Normally when you have a storm, we need to cut these to parts so we can like replace them with these. But since this is only going to remain a disturbance, I'm going to need to do that. Now, I don't have the Philippine area of interest region, so I'm gonna eyeball it, which I don't recommend, but it's just the way I do things. What's your responsibility? My bad. Should be around here. I think they extended it. I don't really remember. Let's do something cool. Let's try to do something cool. Let's hit play. Can add the processor later. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna say 1 second then. I hope this works. I have never tried this before. There we go. This is gonna look bad at first. We can fix that. So, for first frames, you should always do ease out, because it's easing out. And for the ending frames, it should be ease in, because it's coming in. No, I don't like that. I feel this needs to be a little quicker, so I'm gonna push it like half a second back. The issue with keyframing in Premiere Pro is that unlike After Effects, you don't have like complete control on how you can do the curves. Push this forward. There we go. Cut that. You hold Shift and D into corner to add a cross dissolve, and I have a default. Wait. I didn't clear it. Oh, never mind. Mine tend to be. Let me check. 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds. 30 frames rather. I feel it's a little too slow from what I heard. So we're gonna have it. Well, we're gonna cut it in half. You can see the preset. So you don't have to worry about redoing the settings again. Let's put it over here. Drag it here. Drag that here. And now you cut your preset. Just over here. Now the trick here that I want this transition. That's a little too wavy. What if I put the main name above the destination? Okay. So now you can do that. Good enough. That's one stone done. Now, I don't do this often, but since I'm trying out something new this time, I'm gonna try and export it just to see how it looks natively. So, what you're gonna do is you see this area here. That's the in and out area. You need that because it helps us to export the selected area without exporting the entire thing. So I want to ignore this area because it's pretty intensive. I don't want this part to be rendered. I only want this part to be rendered. Nothing afterwards. So put this handle here. Don't do it like that. Put it here. And put the end part here. You can also do the same with these ones. Just put here and over here. And over here. Now you go to export. Oh. Sure. You already told me that. Anyway, this is the wrong location. Let's set to the correct one. Change it to one. And you gotta be careful because by default it should be entire source. We don't want that. That's 30 minutes. We just want it to be source in slash out. You can check that's 20 seconds. Just make sure everything's correct. And you hit export. So now our video card is forwarded. I'm gonna try showing it here. I'm trying get it. That's a little too large. My bad. Let's watch it together. Cause why not? I don't like how the easy animation looks. I'm gonna try fixing that. It looks like it's falling down and hitting like pretty abruptly. Okay, we can remove that. Got the first part correctly. I don't like the second part. I'm gonna try changing the not really spatial manipulation to linear, because the issue is basically I don't want this to move like. I'm going to show you an example. Put it on auto Bezier. We change it to auto Bezier. You see how it just moves to the right and then goes to the left before coming back? I don't like that. So we're going to put it back to linear. Oh. Scroll up. Alright. And just to linear. These are correct. And the scaling, maybe she needs some work. I'm gonna put it to ease in. First one to ease out. Oops. Oh, there's a spatial one. I don't want that to change. Wow. All right. Our procedure changing one thing, the other thing changed. Seems far enough for me. Well, that's one storm done. One sec. Well, that's the first one done. So, when the storm ends, you give them like 6 or 12 hours, in our case around 3 frames. and then move the map. Map. And next song is, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Sanwu? I know a lot of people pronounce it Sanwu, but you know, for one it's Asian, for another I don't like pronouncing it in a Western way, so I'm gonna say it's Sanwu. It also happens to be our first, well, officially the first one. Because it's labeled as one, even though this exists. That happens. Don't move that up. I need to edit here. It would have to be like pretty precise. Once you got these set up, you drag the middle line one between these keyframes upward and space up. If you want to control how smooth that, don't want it to be that abrupt, you just want it to be smooth. Do that. It's a lot more noticeable if you have much higher speeds. Oh, there we go. That tends to happen. That's never a good thing. Now it's a lot more noticeable. See how it ramps up pretty quickly, but then it slows down quite smoothly. You don't want it to be that fast. Alright. So you want the keyframe for the map to be around the keyframe of the speed keyframe. I'm not used to talking. So add a keyframe over here. Just don't forget to change it to ease up. All the way here. Oh, I already had that. Move it over here. I usually want to start at centered if there's only one, unless, you know, there's like a train or storms. In that case, it's always more preferable to keep it at a certain distance and at a certain area. So let's just say, you know, approaching the peak of the activity. Once the next storm forms over here, I just want this entire region to be highlighted, because then if this dissipates, then the next storm forms right after. I don't have to immediately switch it over here. In our case, we have to do it later because we'll have a lot of storms incoming. I have not read the chat in quite a while. Hi! Ooh, that's cool. I'll show my icon process, but it's gonna take quite a while. Come here. Sunboom. I don't like how this is laid out, and I don't think I can change it. It's fine. Seems fair enough. Oh, we gotta fix this. Close enough. It's not centered, so we can fix that. Oh, this is gonna be an issue. So, in cases where the storm is strong like this, you know, dots are like really hard to see. In rare cases, increasing the opacity can solve the issue, but here I don't trust the opacity filter, not filter, the opacity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the best track, and then copy it. And we can't see this right now because I don't have it set up. Basically, I'm in a substation for Linux, which is kind of like where some Windows, but a little scaled down. It's not a full operating system, but you can use the terminal and stuff. So you can like run the, what do you call it, WPTC track program. If you've seen the tracks on Wikipedia, you use that program to make that track. You can put it as sunroof for the text, copy this over there, save it. I'm gonna try add that window. Actually no, I don't think it's safe. It's fine, I guess. I honestly have no idea if it's safe to show this. And I'm gonna capture. There we go. So this is a program you use to create the tracks for Wikipedia, but you can also create your own tracks if you know how to do it. So you go track, you input the file, should be a text file. Oh. You make sure to add the format, resolution, and here's the metric. You put dots, 0.1. There you go. Should work now. It's pretty handy because in cases where the storm is stalling, you can't see the dots pretty clearly. This helps a lot. I'm going to change the window output. Not window output, the window capture. That's not showing. Well, I'll just have to find another way instead. Add a media source. Click here. Browse it. Should work now. No. Is it not showing images? Oh wait. I think it can. My bad. Oh, there is. Hold on. It. Oop. This is a little too large. Should look like this now. You see how the dots are a lot smaller? Yeah. Alternatively, I think you can also use the TrackGen website, but I don't know if they have the option to change the dot size. I'm gonna try and rename that. My default should be output, but we don't want the next track to override it, so I'm gonna change it to simul.small. Paste it in my animation folder. Go to tracks. If I got this right, I think copying the adverts for the main track should work for the new track. Oh, not really. Alright. Oh, actually, never mind. I got the scaling right, not position. There we go. So now, you can see that this part is a lot more clear now. It's a neat little trick if anyone has a program, but I can let you know someday, because that thing takes a while to install. Someone on Discord wants the icons. I could make it public right now, but I don't have Southern Hemisphere versions of it yet. And I feel like I might be a little obligated to say this. I don't think the icons will work on a phone. Which is a shame, but I can't do anything about it. If I try to do it, it's gonna look even worse. Alright, Storm forms. Oh god, 18. That's a little too long before next storm forms. I'm gonna move this here. Move the keyframing over here. But that's not what I wanted. It should be fine. Ooh, the keyframes again. Back to here. Oh well. If I tend to be quiet, it's because I'm not reading the chat. I might need a solution for that. So next sound group starts at 18. Why at 18? Scale down? No. Alright. So, if we didn't scale down, we can use the same icon we used for the previous round. The only difference is that we remove the starting position and completely remove every single keyframe. Hello. Oh wait, I started the wrong position. Hold on. There we go. Let's get to it. I also forgot to mention for the people who came just now, the stream's going to be insanely delayed, so if I were to see your messages, it would be very much delayed. You might have said hi like a minute ago, it would take like 2 minutes for me. In my case, it takes like 15 seconds. So 50 seconds from now, when I said this, you'll be hearing whatever I'm saying right now. Did we keep it here? Oh, we did. Summer lasts quite a long time. I'm gonna stream to April 27th. We don't keep him here. They messaged you. I will check it after the stream, because I gotta finish this. We're done. Now, the last one is just a single icon. This one needs multiple. Oh, we don't need this anymore. How long is the stream? I think it might go for another 25 minutes. Because, well, I thought it would end pretty quickly, but I got things to work properly towards the end, so I'm gonna do 2 storms first. And then later, I think probably like 3 or 4 storms. So, right over here, we got our first tropical depression point. So, first things first, I cut wherever the intensities change. Little shot apart. Right. One sec. Alright, so for my ready, and I don't want the clock to be this low, so we'll put it right about there. So you can see the line. So I know for a fact that these parts are going to be tropical depression. So chromatic comps. I have no idea why this icon has the tropical depression thumbnail, but alright. It's very alright. Wow, alright. Showing completely different stuff for each icon. Try that here. The motion, copy, or if you're gonna make it quick, just Control C and Control V. Now the icon follows. You can use Rachel to make this a little easier. This is the only part I recommend to use Rachel. This one down. Tweak the middle part. Place this here. Do the same thing. You paste the keyframes, cut these parts, do the remaining part, and now when you play, should roll now. There we go. It looks pretty bare bones, but we can fix that. It remains as a disturbance for both parts, so I'm not going to bother with it. But it solves. Just don't forget to change the opacity, because sometimes you do kind of forget about it. There have been times when I've done the editing, pre-production, and production, and then one of the icons has this opacity at like, let's just say 25%. So I hide this. So when I export this part, this happens, which is a little annoying. We can make a track on curve. I need to set a timer for that. I'm quite behind on a lot of things, and that's going to take a while to explain. Here we have part of the screen. Build 711. No. F. No. Oh, here it is. It's been quite a while, so pardon me. So that's the sun. Now, that's my bad. I tend to hide track files in a separate track and never delete them, because if I do delete them and I have to change something later, I don't have to go through the pain of like setting this up again. I see it down here. Over here. I think it's C5. There ain't much evidence for that, because I think the only thing going for it is the eye dryness, but aside from that, I don't know if it's like about 150 miles. I think there's a better argument for Usagi to be at Path 5 more, because that thing actually kind of was under, I think, under married? I think it was underanalyzed, yeah. So, in the production phase, well, I tried to sneeze, but I don't think I can right now, because it's not letting me. As I was saying, in the pre and post-production pieces, I don't add heat shifting. It's right towards the end. I don't really like adding it in between. I finally managed to seize. Alright. So I don't add heat shifting here because for one it's pretty intense, so I just want to look at the raw product. And after raw product just mean like, let's just say you're baking the cake, you make sure the cake has been baked properly, and then you add the toppings. That's kind of like how animating is. You make sure this is correct, and then you add the final effects. Since we haven't changed much from the text, we can like copy the text, do it over here. We don't really change anything except for the dissolve and also the position. Position is pretty off right now. We go here, copy, paste. Oh. I really need the motion position. Yeah, there we go. Is it accurate? Hold on. Oh no, it isn't. Oh, that's weird. Is it just text? Okay. Alright, should be fine now. No, that's fine. Let's delete that. Okay, there we go. No idea what happened earlier. That doesn't happen usually. Like 140 knots. I don't think Kirk probably even exceeded 135. Cause like, it doesn't make sense. And I know for a fact there was another storm that was like rated 140 almost 6 years ago. And that's definitely not 140. So with text, you need to be careful because you don't want to position here because then this happens. The icon appears first and then the text. I want both the text and the icon to appear together. Like that. Let me cut over here. Yeah, 01W. Does this have forgets the name? Let me check. Doesn't seem like it. Well, I don't think it does, because Mavar is Betty. Yeah, it doesn't. Alright. So now, when this happens, I think it got disconnected. So I was saying earlier, I already have preset for this text. I drag and drop and change the text content. I will show it again. So drag, drop it, change the sun move. Oop. And the best part is I don't have to change anything afterwards because you only got me on keyframes set. So let's see how it looks right now. We don't have to worry about the readability here. We can do that in post-production. There we go. Save. My bad. Our next job is obviously Mavar, but it wasn't me. One sec. Alright. Krug is like House 2017 and Sat 2021. Alright. But, no. It's like Jose has some evidence. Like, you can be conservative and say it's like 135, but a lot of people I think have it at 140. And for Sam, I think we don't have anything to go off because I know for a fact there used to be recon and there's specific recon for that storm basically did not even get to it. It just went back. Hi. Hello. Next storm is... Oh yeah, Mamar. Is it Mamar? I don't know how it's pronounced. They used to have a pronunciation site, but as soon as you return names, the pronunciation for the other names get removed. That's a shame. They should keep it. So that's Samudan. drag it back like that. Should end around. I'm just gonna remove these keyframes because we don't need them anymore. Should be around May 18th, so we'll start at May 17th. Is there anything alongside Barry? No. Okay. This seems fine enough. Just move it a little bit forward. I keep him here. Back. Pull this up. Just pull up. And cut it. This is pretty little. Okay. This is not the nicest part. Should work properly now. Just gonna keep it. That's too abrupt. I don't like that. So what I'm trying to do is just extend these. Then pull this up a little bit more. I still don't like that. I just want to slow down. Is it a typhoon or cyclone season? Seems like a typhoon season to me. Okay, there we go. Do the same over here. Now it should be a lot more smoother. Alright. I like it. There we go. This time, we're going to have to scale the map because this thing covers quite a lot of area. Alright, that's here. I don't think that's enough. No. Nope. Select the entire thing. I want it so it doesn't obstruct this area. And I want it to be centered as well. Work now. I'm gonna go after this, but I'll probably stay for like another 15 minutes or so. Well, that was a lot smoother than I thought. I thought it would take a lot more time. Just checking the area. It's negligible. Not the island, the difference I mean. Okay, we got it correctly. Let's check how this looks. I think I'm gonna take a reference. Because I don't really feel comfortable eyeballing that. Wow, I actually don't have a reference. I cannot believe it. Is there a reference for 23? I don't know. Ah, there is. Should be fine. Down. I feel there's a lot of space here, but I'm just gonna keep it centered just in case. You know what? I'm just gonna pull this up. Hold on. Just a little bit. There. Should be right now. Center of the screen, mostly. I think. I have read the chat in the bit, so I'm gonna look at the chat. Would you use the 2023 icon set? No. I'm gonna be honest, after I made the new set, I've kind of started liking the older set less. I think initially it felt pretty cool, but I don't like saying it's cool. It sounds a bit edgy. I'm just gonna say it looked a little futuristic. It was also quite minimal because the point is you don't have to add a lot of elements. It's see-through. And now the issue with see-through stuff, if there's a lot of see-through things, it's gonna get quite confusing. So basically, let me just find a pretty good example. Let's just say this gets over this. If it's opaque, it would be a little easier to see, but since these two are transparent, it kind of gets a little messy. And especially in your land, when these are like pretty transparent, you can see the land properly, but it's also quite confusing. Hold on. see how this looks a lot more, it has a lot more contrast compared to the background. Like, you can easily see these compared to these. And I like these. It went a lot better than I expected because I didn't expect to get this right in the first try. Like, these things go behind the icon and these things ahead of it. It sounds complicated, but it is kind of easy to do once you figure it out. It just involves duplicating the layers and then setting the perspective. Hey, it's me. That I made something cool and similar to Nathan Graphics. Well, when I was like talking about this at the very beginning last year, I showed it to Nathan, and he seemed to like it so much that he made his own thing. I wouldn't say he copied. It's just, it is quite interesting that whatever I do, it kind of gets into other stuff as well. When I used to work at 1213, I had a radio ace bar, and now a lot of people use it. I thought this was my original idea at first, but it isn't. Metro did it first, so I can't say that's my idea. Not that I want to. I'm just gonna place this here. Gotta do comps since we did change the map scaling. Just scale it down. Just, yeah, this seems fine. I hope it's fine. I don't know. Yes, it's fine. I'm just gonna place this here. We'll call it for now, because I'm pretty sure this can take half an hour at most. So yeah, that is our project for this session. Let me try opening up my files. One sec. I use headphone, but when I put lots of cycles in it, like the one for 2024, it gets so laggy when I try to keyframe and almost freezes. Do you have a GPU? Because, like, you may have a pretty good CPU. I think that's a pretty good CPU. But, like, I feel like having a GPU might also help. I know my previous laptop did not have one, and it used to lag a lot. I'm just gonna show something for a moment. I'll explain it in the next stream. I only have GTX 1050 Ti, still can't afford RTX 4060 though, because it costs like $200. Very relatable. Also, you don't have to upgrade, because I don't know how long you had that, but if I were you, I'm gonna keep it as long as I can until I afford it. Because, like, GPU prices are, like, very unfairly high nowadays. I'm gonna try switching the window capture, see if it works. Oh, there we go. It looks squished for some reason. So this is a file. I can only explain this in the next stream because this is going to take a while to explain, but unlike the last one, this one actually kind of looks full. And you can't really see it on a blue background, but on a black one, you can see that it looks quite blurry here. It's like when it moves, it kind of gives out this trail kind of line. The only issue is that it's not a shape file. That too is a video file, because if I try to export all these together, it's gonna kill the let's just say it's gonna take quite a while. The best part about this is that let me check. Oh, there it is. I can change color here. So 60, 70. Oh, my bad. It is 85. Yeah, 85. 100. And finally 150. Negative 150. See how these it kind of changes pretty accurately. The last icons had, let me demonstrate for you. Let's get them over here. The worst part about the last icons, not this set, the last set. There we go. And move this here. Move that here. Let's do this for now. The worst part about this is if I try to change the hue for this, let's just say I put it at 50. It doesn't look the same. It looks quite weird. You see how it's red in the middle but pink outside? I don't like that. And it kind of ruined some of the things I did, because I couldn't figure it out which was correct and which one wasn't. If I do the same thing here, like I try to be hit at 10 hours, you can kind of see it doesn't look the same. It just has a different color. That kind of messed with the older set, and in hindsight I'm kind of glad that a lot of animations weren't made on that set. Just gonna clear that. Here. Now, the perk with the method I showed a few minutes ago, satisfied, I had a certain amount of hue shifting here, just say negative 50. See how it looks the same? It kind of helps with the transitioning because it looks way more smoother. So if it hits like 50, I can like transition to the next icon, and it looks a lot more smoother and less jarring compared to the last set. I don't know if Premiere Pro will be good for me since I already downloaded it, but didn't use it since then. It takes quite a while to learn it. I know it did for me, but once you do, you won't look back. It's like, I wouldn't encourage paying for it, obviously, but if you can get it some other way, wink wink, it's like slightly better than it's slightly better than Hitful. If you get After Effects as well, you like make it a lot better, but you need a lot more resources for that. Oh wait. Oh, was that the After Effects the whole time? My bad. Oh dear. Alright. Just show you the sample again. These two icons at their base hues, they're a different color. But if I added one hue to the next, they're the same color. I do the same thing here. They both look similar. It makes the transitions a lot more smoother. Now, I'm gonna do this one more time. These two icons have different colors. The issue here is if I change it, it does not match the color on the next icon. And that was a big issue. So in the new set, I had to like make it so I use only one asset, except for like a few parts, which progressively appear as the stone gets more stronger. And make it so like each icon I don't change the color, I just hue shift it to a certain value so each color looks the same. That kind of helped me a lot on 2024 animation. Let me just try to play it here. Miss. Let me try to get it here. Oh god. I'll try VOC. Alright. Well, it's still not showing. That's weird. I guess I might have to change it to desktop, but I don't want to. I guess there's only one thing. clear these. So, oh, it's a low resolution. The streaming onions. So basically, yeah, it's quite loud. Let me try reducing the volume. Over the capture, there we go. Well, for making those, it's gonna take quite a while. But generally, I made them in Illustrator this time, and you basically blend the shapes. So it looks a lot more smoother, and then you reduce the corner sharpness, make that a lot smoother as well, and then go into After Effects, add a lot of effects. You add glow, you add echo for the blur trails, extract that as a move, dot mode, and then when you're making the icon, you import that and pretty much set up the entire thing. So when these change color, it looks a lot more smoother because each hue is, well, the base hue is the same, but the hue applied on the other icon it's not the same. It's like the base color is the same. I added a bit of hue to it, so it shows a different shade. But when you export it and then add the next shade, it copies the next icon's shade, and vice versa. See that shine? It's not showing down. That's weird. Please join this. See how with each t-shirt, it looks a lot more smoother because it's the same color. I know this isn't really comfortable to a cat. I wouldn't say it is fun to make, but making transitions for these is like, you make it a lot more cinematic than it was before. I know it isn't for everyone, but like, I can't read too much. I just try not to make it as intrusive. These, I'm supposed to use the different icons for these, but I felt they were too bad. So what I did was I removed the fins and just added the body part, and it looked a lot better. Like, not only I didn't have to like reanimate the new icons, I just place it there and just forget it. I didn't plan to add footage here, but when I heard that it was like pretty destructive, I decided to add voiceover instead, so it doesn't like interrupt the animation. Well, let's say it's blurry. If you didn't know, this part's a cat too now. They changed a lot of stuff after I posted this. This is subtropical now. Like, I did not expect that, but I didn't really see the imagery for it. This intensifies a lot earlier. This, I think, remained the same, but they reduced the damage. Those graphics he made from damages and other stuff is from Premiere Pro 2 of other editing softwares. I used, hold on. Let me try to show it. These icons, they're made in Illustrator at first. They appeared pretty static. But then we import them into After Effects, and like we make these into separate shapes. This one was the most difficult to animate because this line kept appearing through this triangle. But basically, we animate each element, give it some life. This one there wasn't much to add here. For wind, it's like keeps moving after a certain period. There's wind moving here, the triangle moves, and the greystone, the lines, the details move. Here, the icons move after a certain period of time. Lines also move independently from each other. Same thing here, I just reused the damage icon and the fatality icon. For the ace, it's just a certain period. It's gonna be those lines. It sounds pretty complicated at first, and it is. You're just gonna learn how to You're just gonna learn composition. Why do you use the RAMMB as a low pressure? Someone asked me that. It's because when I check the mesh track, if it's a disturbance, I just use a RAMMB icon. But if it's labeled as a low, I just use a low icon. And like a lot of people are like, many don't ask about it, some have. I feel like it's a little like, it's negligible. It really depends upon, whichever ones you choose. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna end the stream in 5 minutes, so if there's any questions, I think now might be a good time. I might stream later today or tonight. person who asked you for the 2023 icons so bad. I'll need to compile them. That's gonna take a little bit. Even newer ones, I haven't made the clockwise versions. I've been getting into news production lately, and like, it is a little stressful thinking that I just want to make newer things, but I can't think of anything. I already did 2 music, but then I moved to another software, and I feel like I had to redo those again. And I was thinking of releasing it, but I feel like it's only worth releasing it with more songs, because it feels like just releasing a video of like 3 songs isn't really worth it. Maybe 5 or 6. That would be like perfect for like a really stellar album. I wouldn't call it the best album. I might need to figure out things. I already made some icons from low to X, including some trouble depression. Now I just want to make it solid. When I try to remove the background from them, it turns out to be glitching. Because if you try to remove them, it creates a lot of artifacts. So basically, if you don't export them as like a .mov file, it doesn't have transparency, and if you try to key them, it creates a lot of artifacts. You can like, if you can't really render it as a .mov file, you can like use the blending option, like blend. I think it was overlay. No, it was screen, not overlay. It was blend screen, or you can export them as a .mov file, but just make sure it doesn't have a background. For that, you need the QuickTime player. I'm going to show it. Should be this one. Hold on. There we go. Oh, that's really messing with the perspective. Should be this one. Like, you need this if you want to export the transparent videos. Like, this thing is like really helpful, but it's also pretty heavy, so you might want to be careful. This is like the only good thing this company has made. Like, for starters, it's free. It's free. It's not insanely expensive. I'm just gonna switch back to this. Stop. I don't know if I still have my old icons. Let me check. Okay, Addormuz. Suppose, suppose this is how the icons look like. If I try to add key, let me see if it works. Oh, it does work here. Like, let's remove these. And I don't want that, so go over here to opacity. Normal should be screen. There we go. The issue with this, it's like, it's completely see-through now. And it can kind of mess with the contrast. I hope that might help. Details for this. There we go. The issue with QuickTime files, it's the size. This thing is 10 seconds and it's already nearly 300 megabytes. And you need a lot of space for it. These things alone, the Northern Hemisphere things alone, take up like let me check. Three gigabytes. And that's just Northern Hemisphere alone. If I add the Southern Hemisphere, that's going to double. Let me check. I don't know if I can show it to you. So I think it's the same but helpful. The shortcuts are different. Here it's Control M. I don't know if it's Control M for hitful. But when you try to export the icon, you go to, I think it's here. No, it's not. Oh, it doesn't show the options. Well, that sucks. But there should be an option for QuickTime, which unfortunately OBS doesn't show. So its format should be QuickTime. Video output, it should be the same. It's on HitFilm, it's GoPro Cineform with alpha. Not the other one. There was another one. That one's a lot more intensive. This is uniform and should be RGB plus alpha. It should be like that in hit form. What is the prediction for Jerry? I don't know. We haven't even gone to the season yet. I only know there's 3 storms. Or was. I know for a fact the Eastern Pacific is a lot more interesting. But I don't know what Jerry's gonna be. It could either be the weakest storm of the season or the strongest. And no one will ever know. It is fun to make quote predictions, but if I'm gonna be honest, the only thing you can kind of predict is how the season is gonna go based off the weather patterns, like the ENSO forecasts and stuff. I'm not a weather person, but yeah. Yeah, 1080p is fine. When I used to have my own laptop, I always exported as 720p. Because the final rendering took like 12 hours. Looking at the 720p right now is painful, but it kind of doesn't matter if you can't really afford not even the medium end like mine. And mine isn't even medium, mine is like low end. Oops. Usually I'll recommend pre-rendering things because rendering takes so much. And you want to reduce it as much as possible without like losing a lot of quality. A lot of elements you see in the recent animations, they're like pre-rendered. They're not even like directly imported from the project file. If I start editing in Premiere Pro, should I set the playback to something like 720p? You don't have to set the playback, you just have to change this. So if you have a lot of things on the screen, setting it to 1:4 is like pretty helpful. It does make it look quite weird, but it is what it is. I don't think most people can afford having a pretty good laptop, like the best end laptop, like Nathan or like Saber has. But You don't have to have the best. If you can like figure out things, pre-render a lot of stuff, put your heart into it, I think you can like make things a lot better. You don't need the best laptop to like make the best animations. I don't have the best laptop. I made a pretty good animation. I mean, I don't want to say I made it. A lot of people say I made it. But anyone can. You just gotta know what to do. Like, you might want to ask people for feedback, but I wouldn't really ask too many people. Yeah. I like this layout. I'm not gonna lie. I should decide the music before I go. I already decided. I'm quite dumb. Assets. Oh no. Sound. It still has the oops. It still has the last animations song. We don't need it here. Sure. If I select music, there's only gonna be like just a few. I'm gonna add the one I need. It's gonna be spoilers, but I don't care. Go to video editing, music, auto free, should be save mode here. There it is. It's too fast for my liking. Let me try getting. Seriously, Rick Knight? Oh my god. Alright. I'm pretty sure I saved it somewhere. There we go. I use Cobalt to download this music. It's free, you don't need any app, you don't need to sign in. The best part, there are no ads. I don't know if Cobalt is working right now. Let me check. It's cobalt.tools. Just gonna take a video and paste it. Try and download it. Oh, it's down. Okay, well, it doesn't work right now. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna say, for legal reasons, a certain company doesn't like people downloading videos. So I'm just gonna add this before I leave. Oops. It's gonna be a little loud. This down.